Alright boys, we're talking Sandbox, and I know no official patch notes are out just yet. Coming in October. We know they're going to be juicy though. Most notably, 110 round per minute hand cannons are going to get a buff. We don't know exactly how. We also believe that 140 round per minute hand cannons are also going to get a buff. Why? Because Hawkmoon is returning to us. And for Bungie to bring back one of the most iconic weapons inside of Destiny without buffing the archetype would be a mega yikes. The only way it wouldn't be a mega yikes is if Hawkmoon gets converted to a 110 round per minute hand cannon and it is included in the buffs being doled out for 110s, although that has not happened yet. Most of the weapons from D1 that have been brought to D2, especially our exotics, have remained in their same archetypes. Now you probably see the gameplay today. Yes, I'm playing with Sticky Icky Mountaintop. I don't like to play with it, man. I don't like this weapon because it's just cheese. Everything you see in front of you today is absolute cheese outside of the Icolos SMG. Such a good SMG. But somebody on Twitter here recently showcased a very poorly photoshopped mountaintop with the similar banner or sash being wrapped around it, similar to that of a Dord. Now, Dord is going to be the new pursuit weapon. Some are calling it Pinnacle. I honestly don't think it's going to be Pinnacle. I think it's just going to be a ritual weapon, but Bungie may surprise us. It is a sniper rifle that can be obtained and earned through any of the core playlists, Gambit, Crucible, Strikes. That's what separates itself from previous ritual Pinnacle weapons. They're not dedicated to just one playlist. Now, this also has some cons, some drawbacks. It means we only get one ritual/Pinnacle weapon per season, which is still better than none. Regardless, though, I honestly think the requirements necessary to obtain this pursuit weapon, not locking it to a core playlist, was the best thing Bungie could have done here. Too many people were complaining before about all the work they had to put in to get Mountaintop, Recluse, Not Forgotten, Luna's Howl, Python, Exit Strategy, you name it, man. Now, what Bungie does allow us to do is we take this beautiful sniper rifle Adored, and depending on the playlist that we would like to theme it to, you can obtain an ornament showcasing the Vanguard, the Crucible, or even the Gambit core playlists. Now, the reason why this Mountaintop was photoshopped and tweeted and even retweeted by myself was a lot of people are concerned with, you guessed it, reskins. It's no doubt that Adored here looks very much like Beloved. You even see the jewels. But a couple of things I want to take away from that before we get into Mountaintop, because the concern is that we're just going to get a Mountaintop 2.0. First up, if you notice in the TWAB, DMG mentions our eagle-eyed guardians. I want this to be the unofficial call out here. Eagle Eye is a scope. It was in Destiny 1, I'm pretty sure, but it's also here in Destiny 2. It's a long zoom scope. It increases zoom pretty substantially, plus 30. It does increase the range, but a lot of people don't like Eagle Eye because you are hellaciously zoomed in. Bungie has also mentioned that they're moving away from low zoom sniper rifles, playing more into how sniper rifles should be played as, which is a long distance laning weapon versus how we've been using them today. Regardless, just because this weapon does look very similar to Beloved, I think it's going to have substantially more zoom and probably is going to be locked to a specific scope. The fact that DMG uses Eagle Eye Guardians 100% makes us think high zoom sniper rifles is the look for the future. But if high zoom sniper rifles are going to be the look for the future, why wouldn't we just continue using Beloved inside of regular Crucible? We put out a video not too long ago talking about how sunsetting is not Sandbox balancing. The concern of that video was essentially Bungie would not actually balance weapons like low zoom sniper rifles, but most notably Mountaintop, and instead rely on sunsetting to take care of everything. It wasn't until we actually retweeted the image of Mountaintop yesterday that DMG personally replied and said that he hears the feedback on the looks of Adored and passing it along as necessary. Notes might look like Beloved, but it has its own personality. Again, aiding our theory that not only are the traits going to be different, but I honestly think that the zoom is going to be different, which is going to make this sniper rifle behave and feel way differently. But DMG continues, there might even be some juicy tuning on the way for Mountaintop, not to kill, but to bounce. Sandbox preview next month, stay tuned. Look, if there is one weapon that I feel like 99% of the community wants to see killed off, it's Mountaintop. It's a mini rocket launcher. Fellas, this thing is cheese. Micro missile, as fun as it is, and as good of a weapon as Mountaintop is with dealing with cheaters and inside of PvE, this weapon oozes with cheese. It is the most freebie weapon in the entire game. It's essentially a long-range shotgun, is what it is. It's a long-range shotgun, and it's better than any shotgun you could ever be using. Think of the zone control, the ability to just lock off certain doorways and areas. The fact that sticky grenades do as much damage as they do when an enemy is barely within proximity of it. There's been many rounds that we've gone over about Mountaintop on how to balance it, most notably toning down the damage. I think another thing that would make Mountaintop a more balanced weapon is to remove the availability of quick access sling on it. Mod. That is a mod that allows for the quick swap to another weapon, which makes the Mountaintop combo with anything extremely deadly. Simply removing quick access sling and maybe even decreasing the handling here of Mountaintop would provide a level of sluggishness that makes the combos like you see here in front of you difficult to pull off in that small time window, thus allowing for more counterplay. Again, I don't know how exactly Bungie's looking to actually tune up Mountaintop. So on one side of the aisle, you've got some of us that really just don't care how a weapon looks or even recycle gun models. Guys, I just don't care. You can give me a better Devils every single time, the same exact gun model every single time. But if you slap some nasty traits and perks on that thing, if you give it new traits and perks, and if you give it pinnacle traits and perks, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it's a handheld potato. But then you got your other folks on the other side of the aisle that absolutely hate weapons or their models being recycled. Believe me, we've gone over recycled weapons. And my thing with recycled weapons is I am only against it if it's literally recycled in the same exact way. Hence Knowing Hunger. There was no perk deviation, no change, no new traits being added from its 1.0 to 2.0 version of itself. That is a no-no in my book. However, for the sake of just gun models being recycled, it doesn't bother me. I guess the question comes up though, will there be a Mountaintop 2.0? I would be very surprised if there is. I mean, really. Beloved kind of makes sense because quite frankly, it's a beloved weapon. To recycle Mountaintop, even after they nerf it, with whatever they may do, it may happen. I'm not going to rule it out, but it won't be anytime soon. So again, my whole stance on recycled stuff, or most notably recycle gun models, it doesn't bother me, man. It just doesn't. You could set up that same dev to sit there and design a brand new gun, but be ready to not get a pursuit weapon but once a year. That's the reality of it, guys. And I would much rather dev time be dedicated to new traits, new parts, ways to make weapons more lethal, more creative. Just like the new sets of traits we got this past season. Killing Wind, an excellent trait. So the way a weapon looks doesn't really bother me, especially when it's already a sexy weapon like Beloved. So guys, this is our pre-patch notes preview for October. We know 110s are getting buffed in some kind of way. We don't know how. We know 140s could potentially getting buffed with Hawkmoon returning. We know Mountaintop's getting nerfed, and we know at least from what was said in this TWAB that this new weapon Adored will be shipping with high zoom. And perhaps we may actually see zoom for all of our sniper rifles get an increase. Let me know in the comments below what you think, guys. Do you like what you see here? Again, we're not even talking about subclasses yet. Oh yeah, I think some subclass adjustments will be coming. Looking at you, Spectral Blades. Let me know in the comments below what you think though, guys. I'm very interested in how you are all feeling about these potential Sandbox changes. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.